Moving into 2021, it's time we clean some things up a little bit. It's time to kick these stupid stands I can see underneath your monitors to the curb. Yeah, talking to you today. I mean, seriously, you're gonna hurt somebody with this thing. Come on. Today we talk about how you can clean up your setup and make things look so much better by getting rid of this and moving to a floating monitor mount. I'm doing it. Calling you all out. Let's clean it up in 2021. All right, what the hell is this guy talking about? A floating monitor setup? What does that even mean, dude? I don't think I have to go in depth to explain that the idea of a floating monitor setup is giving the illusion that your monitor is just floating there. You see no cables, you see no posts. It is just the effect that the monitor in front of you is the only thing that you are looking at. They're not expensive, they take a little bit of your time, and they make setups and your real estate and just your overall environment around you feel so much better. So why? What's the big deal and why are you making a video on it? I mean, let's just start off by saying it looks sick, right? Aesthetically, it's badass. And of course, I want this setup to look badass. But the whole point is just kind of like declutter and have a nice clean aesthetic to your setup. And it looks sick for a little accent in the back of my streams and YouTube videos as well. If you'd like to stop by a live stream sometime, make sure you're following my gaming YouTube channel where I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay, so let's say this year you wanna move to a floating monitor setup. There are two types of floating monitor setups, the obvious one being a wall mount. That's the one I feel like most people are gonna be a little discouraged to do because you do have to mount it on the wall, which gives more commitment to that situation, that space. But there's a second kind of like a floating monitor stand that you can get for your setup that is not a wall mount, and that's a desk mount. Some of you may ask, BigE, how in the hell can you have a floating monitor setup if you have a desk mount? That logically makes no sense. Hey, let's think outside of the box here, okay? Desk mounts with gas spring arms or even extension arms can be manipulated by other objects on your desk to give it that floating aesthetic. So what people do with floating desk mounts is the actual physical mount is off to the right or left of the monitor, which allows the freed space behind the actual monitor to make it look as if it is just floating there. And you can go that extra mile by putting things like speakers and decor in front of that mount, so that way it actually really does look like it's floating. And then also a bonus, by getting a desk mount the same color as your wall behind it, it also will help that illusion as if nothing is there. I love seeing how creative people have gotten with this type of floating setup by using a desk mount. If you guys already have this or end up doing this, please feel free to follow me on Twitter, join our Discord, and let me see your setups with your little floating monitor. I love getting inspired by your guys' setups. As you can see from the gaming and streaming area, on the vertical monitor, I have that like floating arm setup. I have the actual mount behind the computer to the right, so it makes it look like the monitor is just sitting there. But as you can see from the gaming monitor in the center, I still have that typical kind of like monitor arm that we all use. Let me know in the comments down below if I need to step up my game on that and upgrade that one as well, make it look like it's floating too. Why I personally chose to use a wall mount for my ultra wide is I wanted that very clean real estate with also cable management. Again, a lot of the reason why I'm making this video is I want you to understand how easy it is to do this stuff and how cheap it is as well. So a wall mount for like $30 to $40, and then also a couple ports to run cables behind the walls if you're getting that committed. You're looking at maybe 60, 70 bucks total to upgrade your setup that much. Again, the downside, you really have to commit to your area when you're mounting it to the wall because it's gonna involve messing with your wall, drilling holes, cutting stuff, you know, the works. But the benefit to using a wall mount is by kind of like feeding off that mount in itself. So on my ultra wide, I actually use my wall mount to manage the cables for that ultra wide monitor And on top of that, I used that structure to mount a light closer to the wall to give a little bit more accent to the artwork behind it. Lights behind the monitor, by the way, are not just for looks too. They actually help with eye fatigue, bringing some contrast to the monitor that you're working on, whether it be gaming, creating some content, working for long hours. So by having that wall mount behind the monitor that I can mount a light on to give that like pop from the background, and by bringing more focus from my eyes to the monitor, it helps out so much. And when it comes to managing the cables, you can get extremely creative with this. You can use cheaper cable covers that you would mount to your wall that would match your wall's color and just kind of hide your cables that way. Or like I mentioned, if you do what I did and use ports, it'll clean up your environment so much, and it just gives that like organization that you didn't know you could get by routing things behind the wall. If you guys are new to the channel and haven't seen a couple of vlogs, I've tried a couple different variations with the wall mounts, including dual and single arms. Obviously, since I'm in a ultra wide setup, right now I'm just using a single arm, but they do make dual wall arms if you have two monitors that you want to mount from the wall, as well as dual desk mounts too. Everything that I use for my setup and have tested is linked in the description down below. Overall, the support has been unreal lately, and I've seen so many creators reach out to me and say, man, I wish you could come and help me do my stuff. And the reason why I make a lot of videos like this is because it is very easy to do it yourself. Just a little time, a little elbow grease, and a little investing, and you can have your stuff looking insane in no time. Again, make sure you guys are following me on my social media and tagging me in posts so I can see the things that you are doing that are inspired from my videos. But I did want to make this one specifically to see how creative you guys can get in 2021, kind of moving away from that like strict monitor, disgusting mount. Ugh, stop it, okay? All right, shout outs of the video. If you guys are new to this channel, every video I ask you guys a question to put in the comments down below to see if you watched the video all the way through. We're trying to see who the real is here. With that being said, I pick one of you amazing people to shout out in the next video. Today's shout out goes to Franco, an amazing creator on YouTube. Seriously, this guy knows his shit. His production value is amazing. Make sure you guys are checking him out this year. If you would like a shout out in the next video, all you have to simply do is comment down below and include the hashtag floating2021 in your comment. Also, a new shout out that I want to start including into videos is the BigE Members Club. If you guys didn't know, you can actually support the channel by joining the BigE's Member Club today. The BigE's Member Club is a subscription service that gives you the ability to get perks for supporting the channel. This video shout out goes to our thick member, Mamesy Creates. Mamesy's been a supporter and moderator of my streams for some time now and a fellow creative in the community. Make sure you all go check out Franco and Mamesy in the description of the video. All right, that's it. I gotta shut down so you guys can get to work. I wanna see those floating arm setups, like ASAP. Let's get it. I'm serious. Now, get it going. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out. Peace.